what you've seen this season between the two teams? Oh, and here we go.
We actually are live, so that will save me from answering that question. So we'll start this off again. Yeah, welcome to eXtV's coverage of UGC Platinum Highlander, Menace to Society versus Taco Bell Bonanza. I am Kip here with Sigafoo, and we are on the first point of Badwater, and already a lot of suicides going down there for Taco Bell Bonanza and their engineer, Scratchy. Do you know Scratchy?
I've played with Scratchy and I've talked with him a few times. I'm not super familiar with him. But it looks like he's kind of going with the kind of a somewhere in between. I don't know if I really like this spot. Maybe he likes to move it, because I like to build my gun more on the inside so it doesn't have as much range. But I'm assuming he's using his gun to try to shut down that hillside. But it doesn't. Let me see. What range does that have off? I guess it does shoot down onto the ground. So
but it doesn't look over the tracks though, which is what you'll see a lot of NGs doing.
Well, it does, but just a little bit. Like, it doesn't completely cover it. But the thing that I don't like about that spot is that it can get spammed out by a demo man coming out from the other side of the tunnel. But here he comes, right. Demo man over the top, Alpha, sorry, coming in.
Going down immediately though to that center gun. As we'll see what type of strategy mTs deploys right here. So it looks like they were going for some sort of pick right there. Haven't brought that Uber out yet, but actually here comes Hardblue out of spawn by himself. They're going under tunnel with it. In fact, they do have ×4 on the cart, and will be probably coming up soon.
Yeah, Soldier came in. Did he take out Hardblue? Yeah, he did actually. NCD actually came from behind and was able to pick Hardblue in the middle of everybody. Free Uber popped by Taco Bell here as they just kind of clear off the cart. And Hardblue gonna have to rebuild again, getting aggressive with that Uber. Here they come up the hillside, and let's see if they're able to take out that sentry as they're pushing up here.
Yeah, so I missed that pick too, but that's why you usually don't bring your medics through tunnel while you're pushing the cart, because that's just such a target. It makes your medic very susceptible. Meanwhile, we do have another bomb in there. Scratchy taking down Panic though, and that sentry gun is still up. However, Scratchy, actually he stayed up as well, but only Couch's medic right there for Taco Bell did go down. Sentry gun's going to be teleported out of there as Scratchy falls back, and looks like this point will go to mTs, but kind of a scrappy first point fight there.
Yeah, Dill actually holding really aggressively forward, able to take out Skyrolla, who's actually using the brass piece. So that'll be interesting. He did die in that heavy exchange. And here comes Soldier fan coming over the top. He's going to get taken out by the Pyro. Finally goes down. Panic does go down. And they do have a level 3 good teleport out by Scratchy there to get that gun out from that first point. And already having up on second. Alpha's getting a lot of damage trying to come around the corner as mTs just everybody on the cart, just like they do. And down goes Alpha here. Here comes the bomb over the top, trying to chase down the medic, and down goes Hardblue.
That's his second drop. What was he?
Don't drop it.
So usually the Highlander meta is, once you cap that first point you have Uber, you go up to the roof to get the thing, but to get the sentry nest and everything, especially since you have Uber advantage, and they knew they had Uber advantage. But instead they're choosing to be the super aggressive team that kind of just forces their way through this choke, through pushing the cart all the way. And once they lost their Demoman, they couldn't pop the, Hardblue didn't want to pop the Uber, not on the Brass Piece Heavy. And so pretty much just sealed the fate right there of that Uber, and it buys at least another minute on the clock, I would say, here for mTs.
Yeah, you'll find that when mTs push, they really like to push with the objective, which in a lot of ways is a good idea. But in that case, they push through the choke point, and, NCD is he just has the number of Hardblue today, already getting with the 2 picks. Here comes the Uber out. On the Pyro, chasing down the Heavy, just kind of getting out some damage, but it's not going to do. And Hardblue already at 100%. It looks like they are going to be pushing up the stairwell right now.
Katy goes down to a backstab right there. She was spy checking all over the place, but Phone somehow did get in there. Hardblue is going to be able to pop an Uber right here, but it's just a Heavy and Scout, and the sentry gun is teleported out of there. Another nice save by Scratchy. It does clear off the roof, and the blue team just now needs to get on to the cart, but there's still just teleporter going near the roof right there, so we'll see if Taco Bell decides to use that.
Now, this is a really, really smart job by Taco Bell right there. God, that was just a beautiful play right there. So they got off the roof, held passively, was able to put damage on the cart, and then as soon as they realized they didn't have the numbers, they backed out again. Notice how this is, I talked about the game before about transitions. that was just about as perfect transition as you wanted. You didn't pull back all the way, you took as much as you could, and now they have a level 3 ready to go. They have almost all their team up on the third point. And the third point of Badwater is like the most holdable point, like any payload map ever. And they already got their setup going on here, so we'll see how mTs decides to push this. As there actually is a couple down extra for, and here we go, actually pop in on the medic here.
So interesting decision right there from Taco Bell. They obviously want to meet aggression with aggression, but with this, they're now going to be at an uber disadvantage. Hardblue going to get that pop off, but he's pushing with his pyro and sniper. Is that the new meta?
I think that everybody else is respawning or dying or something, and we actually got a spy in here on the heavy. He's going to get caught out here. Yeah, it looks like they just didn't have players with him. Hardblue just wanted to pop the Uber because he got it. Probably felt like he had a good circumstance, but just didn't realize his local numbers were just really low. As they're just trying to, again, realign here. Hardblue with just a slight advantage, nothing to work off of. As Panic goes down, and Taco Bell holding really aggressively in this house right here.
Hardblue took a ton of damage, and he's still at front lines right now with about 70 health. He's going to fall back now, but that's going to enable Red Team to possibly retake the house. Their soldier right there, and NICD has been holding that pretty well. We'll see how he continues to hold it right there. But Hardblue is close to Uber right here. Only Couches is Uber as well, so we should be seeing this Uber versus Uber fight soon. Keep an eye on Hardblue, though.
Yeah, Taco Bell's doing a really good job. Anybody who tries to peek anywhere is just getting shut down, but the Soldier and Scout, they're doing a really good job as Hardblue's trying to peek. Actually, it looks like they're going to come out of Boiler Room here. Marissa taking down the Pyro right there. Bowser taking down the Heavy in return. And here comes Panic trying to jump, but he's going to get stuffed. Alpha coming from underneath, trying to come up the stairs, trying to do anything to take out the gun. Marissa taking down Giraffe. Scout on the other side of the cart, but the gun is still up. It's going to stop anybody from getting forward. And here comes the Uber out onto the cart, pushing forward as it is 4v4 right now. And the Uber is going to win out for... down goes Couches. Marissa with the body shot.
Big pick right there. Hardblue did go down after that Uber pop, so that's going to reset Ubers. We did see Alpha try to get up into house and spam that sentry with stickies, but he got caught up by Dill, who has an interesting position right on the stairs. I don't know if you see this, but he was there. But this dispenser too, if you want to comment on that dispenser location?
Yeah, the dispenser location prevents any spies from being able to get up the stairs. It's very annoying, and I love to do it because I don't like spies. As the Heavy up there, I actually really like as a strategy because it basically gives you another full body. It's like another sentry up there, and it can stop anybody from pushing. But a lot of aggression on mTs here. They are off Uber. They still have about 20% to go, but here they are pushing the car, getting some, just taking some ground, but losing some players in the exchange. Panic actually up by the gun, taking on Dill 1v1 with 40 HP. That's not going to work out well for him. As here comes the Uber, Alpha taking out the Spy, Scout, and finally Alpha taking down the gun, pushing around the corner as they are going to be able to take the third point here.
NCD up still, and he was able to take out Squid, who was on the cart, so defense still has numbers. Soldier did go down right there, but Couches and his teammate are going to hold corner, it looks like.
Yeah.
As Couches has about 80% right there.
And Hardblue goes down to the snipe from Bowser right there. Bowser then takes out Skyrolla as well, as they're just bleeding numbers, trying to hold this corner, as they're just getting spammed out. Spamfest, speaking of which, goes down. Alpha goes down, and mTs are going to have to reset again, trying to take this corner. 7 minutes, 14 seconds for the first 3 points. Not looking good for them right now.
And I'm actually surprised that Couches isn't popping this Uber and pushing into them. They know they have this Uber advantage, and they've been very aggressive so far with that Uber advantage. And Hardblue, you know, is going to play towards the front lines, playing aggressive. I think they could get another med pick here if they try, but keep your eyes on those assassin classes. I'm sure will be going after Hardblue. He's pretty exposed right now, does not have any protection. And here has the red Uber pop splash to the Scout a little bit, who does get the kill on Hardblue. So no big deal, but I called that.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, and here comes Panic, though, coming back and saying, no, you kill my medic, I kill yours. And down goes Couches. Actually, only 4 alive. here for Taco Bell to defend here. I'm surprised that mTs is not taking more ground right now. Just the Demoman is close, but he's getting spammed out around the corner. 9 up versus 5 as mTs is trying to take the corner. Heavy Brass Beast over the top, getting down the damage as they're just pushing the cart. Respawns in a galore for Taco Bell as eXtv comes in over the top, but there down goes Akuma, takes out full couches there. Wow, a lot of action.
Oh man, Akuma is, wow, your stutter is making me stutter. Akuma in a map room trying to take down the Heavy, who is just spun up right there. So Dill doing a good job protecting the cart. He's actually going to drop down on the cart, take out Squid right there. Oh, but he gets spammed out by Panic. So Blue still having these respawns, getting in time. Oh man, Life in Yokohama. That is, who'd we say that was? Red Scout.
The Reds. Oh, that was Kev.
Kev doing a good job right there, cleaning up kills, and there's a little pause in the action here that's going to truly benefit Taco Bell as they're able to reset this defense.
This looks like we're just getting a level 1 up here. Skyrolla taking down Giraffe. Not sure how that happened. Harbor actually falls off the edge there. Now Scout's in on the sniper, and then Spy takes down. Oh my god! What the? Harbor goes down to the soldier again. He's going to go for the Demoman as well as he's trying to run away. And
not going to make it, but what a great pick right there. Just knew Harbu was playing up. Just rocket jumped up there and took him out. Meanwhile, Dill goes down to a headshot as Marissa is trying to keep her team in this. But it's going to be very, very difficult. Harbu still just now respawning with about 15% Uber, whereas Couches almost has this Uber ready to go. Level 3 sentry gun is right behind the points, but there's a Spy nearby, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll see if Akuma can get this sentry pick, which would be huge for his team.
And here comes Panic bombing in on the cart onto the medic. Gets one shot, gets the force off, and Uber is popped by Couches here. And Giraffe is trying to get around the corner, trying to get some damage to use it. Actually does catch Alpha out somehow, but then Spamfest saying, oh, you go down, I take you down too. God, I'm awful at this, but still, Demo goes down, and looks like they might be able to take some ground off this without that spam around the corner.
Possibly now Harbu is going to have this Uber real soon. They need to figure out map room, and that's actually where they're pushing right now. Dill was there, charged up as spun up as Heavy. It did drop down. He goes down immediately. They're looking for that level 3 sentry gun, but it's already gone. Scratchy went down, backstab right there. So Puma taking out that engineer nest. Only 4 up right now for defense. We'll see if Taco Bell can do it. They have their big bombing classes up, and a Pyrus. A nice reflex comes in CIGS, and that's not going to be enough as Menace to Society just had the numbers. Said mix up. Whoops. Blame Harbu, he still has that tag on. Anyway. So 11 minutes, 27 seconds.
That's a terrible time.
Oh, well, tell us what you really think.
Harbu died a lot. That's a terrible time. Like that, it just... Yeah, I mean, the soldier for Taco Bell in CD, or however you say his name, did crazy, crazy work that game, timing his bombs really well. When I played against him, he was a nuisance, and he's shown it here again today. Wow.
Yeah, why don't we go over rosters real quick. On Taco Bell, we have Giraffe as Doubleman, Couches is Medic, Dill is Heavy. In CD is what we're going to call him as Soldier. That's Kev on Scout, Life in Yokohama apparently. Scratchy is Engineer. He's actually relaxing in spawn right now with that new taunt. Adorable. Bowser on Sniper. Phone is Spy, and Geosis is Pyro.
Yeah, and over on mTs, we got Squid on Scout, Harblue on Medic, Katsy on Pyro, Spamfest on Engineer, Marissa on Sniper, Skyrolla on Heavy with the Brass Beast, Akuma on Spy, Alpha on Demo, and Panic at the Disco, just Panic. He's on Soldier.
Looks like we have a basic engineer setup right here out of Spam Fest. He takes down a Giraffe who is going for that initial bombing, but so far nothing. We do actually have some presence on the car. I thought I saw a medic beam, and I was like, no way Couches is pushing tunnel when Harblue dropped there earlier. But no, he is not. But Marissa is just killing everyone who steps through tunnel right now. Need to finish off one last little engineer, but so far looking like a pretty decent hold here from mTs.
Yeah, it looks like Taco Bell is starting to get ready for a push through. I don't know if they see a trap right there. Oh my gosh, Medic drop Alpha goes down. Geosis did everything he could. He tried to air blast it, but down he goes, and that's a drop. And mTs now here sitting pretty with an Uber.
That's exactly what they needed. It definitely gives them confidence and maybe a chance to win this round because, like you said, 11 minutes and whatever it was is a terrible time. Putting up a solid hold here on first would be really nice because first is a little hard to hold. But dropping one Uber is already a good news for MTS.
Well, you know, if MTS plays this right, they can hold this and wait another 40 seconds, take that off the clock. There's only 3 minutes actually on the clock to fully push this card. Bill's actually in this really glitchy spot. It's so annoying. Taking out Dispenser. Actually, here comes the demo bombing over the top. Forces Harblue. He's going to go down for that bomb. But looks like they very well might get the better of this as Dell gets spam fast. No one to cover the gun. And MTS, they're looking okay, but the gun's probably going to go down here. And as the carts get pushed through underneath.
Yeah, it's odd because the gun is still up. It's very, very hard. The combo is still up. The teleporter is still up. Finally, Sentry Gun goes down. But MTS still holding Cliff right here. Harblue may have to fall back now. He's taking tons of damage as Kev was in there pressuring him. But Skyroller with that breast is able to take him out. And MTS looks like they're kind of falling back here now. But I think this is what you're talking about earlier, having problems with that transition. They haven't completely committed, and Skyroller goes down to some stickies right there from Giraffe, so lost their heavy in the process of maybe kind of falling back to roof. But meanwhile, there's a soldier still up that was panicked trying to go for a medic bomb, but he was denied mid-air. Bowser with the snipe.
And Harblue is in a really bad position right now. They do have Uber to save them, but they are so down numbers. They are trapped on roof. And look at how Taco Bell is shutting off this. And now the only way for Harblue to get out is through the enemy medic. And there's no way. And then Bode goes in, taking down Alpha, chasing the medic. Harblue, look around. He goes down. Bowser takes him out. And Katz is going to push him off the roof. But wow, what a turnaround as they are already pushing through third. And with 8 minutes left on the clock, that first hold is not looking good anymore.
Oh man, what happened there? Why would it? Oh man, just a lot of things going wrong, and now we're seeing the aggression that Taco Bell Bonanza can bringing up their heavier classes. That Demo Man just spamming around the corner, making sure that the enemy engineer can't get anything built up here, and yeah, Spamfest will not be able to.
Yeah,
Couch just has this Uber. He just needs to pop it, and they can clear out this corner. It looks like MTS is falling back, but I think they need to fight this.
I mean, they want to try to force
now.
the Uber earlier. I mean, there's only 5 alive right now for Taco Bell. They're probably not going to push off with this. They're going to wait a few seconds. That's probably going to give enough time for Harblue to get the Uber. But Alpha, again, overextending just slightly, and he goes down as Couches pops his Uber. But again, it was so far up, it's not going to be effective at all. Actually, not getting any kills with it. And Harblue is going to have Uber in just a few seconds here. As Couch is down to 8 HPs. As Panic just barely does not. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Kuma with that needless headshot.
Yeah, jeez. All he had to do was tap Couches and he would have gone down, but went for that ambi headshot. Nice work right there for MTS to buy them a little bit of breathing room. They actually popped their Uber. I'm guessing Harblue took some damage right there, so that's not what they wanted. They needed to hold on to that and use it when they had something to gain, but right there, that was just keeping Harblue alive. So I guess that's, I mean, probably don't drop it. I criticize too much, but
yeah, I mean, the other thing too is they're going to be even Ubers even with that pop, so it's not that huge a mistake given that fact that they're going to be even with that. As talk about just doing a lot of spam, trying to take this corner for free, and here comes a Soldier Bomb. He's going to try to get some ground, as actually a lot of ground over the top, and then Bowser taking out Alpha again. Alpha struggling to keep alive on this defense here as Taco Bell taking a lot of ground for free.
Yeah, that Demo Man not being present is going to be a huge disadvantage. Giraffe goes down, a nice snipe from Marissa, the blue Demo Man, so... Oh, and then Marissa goes in and takes out Bowser as well. So losing some of those kind of important classes and pushing last here on Badwater. But we do have these Ubers ready to go soon. Couch is just now getting that 100%, and we'll see what type of positioning they take in order to push this. Looks like they do want to go map room.
Yeah. Let's see here. Are they? I think they might just be going for a little bit of a flank here. I think they're just trying to get a force off or do something. I mean, they do have 6 minutes. They have a lot of failed pushes that they can have before they really need to have a good one. So, trying to get something happening here first. Looks like they're just kind of waiting here, but they're really not doing anything yet. Again, trying to take that high ground because MTS is basically has no defense up there. That engineer just has a wrangled gun. Never mind, he's dead.
Oh, Scratchy goes down. Marissa getting a body shot, so that's huge.
And Kuma taking out Bowser for any attempt to pick at that. As Taco Bell just opting to hold the Uber here. I'm not really sure. I mean, I think it's better push in, trade Ubers, make an attempt. Like, worst case scenario, you do it again. Like, they've already waited at least 40 seconds. Really just wasting time here. Like I don't know what you're hoping. Go in exchange, make an attempt at it. You know, go with force, make a trade, do something. You know, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, we do see Panic trying to get in there, but he's not going to be able to. Meanwhile, Skyrola with the 2K. Where's Skyrola that he was able to take out Giraffe and...
They actually had a beautiful, beautiful bomb in Giraffe. So as the Soldier, Demo, and Spy coordinated, bombed all at the same time, and was actually not able to get anybody somehow through all of that bombing. And it's now 4 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock here. They just wasted a minute 20 seconds with that Uber.
They've got to push. Bowser is down, so no sniper, but that really shouldn't prevent them. And it looks like they're finally going to push right here. Do have the Uber pop on the ramp. Giraffe getting most of that. We'll see if he can get this sentry gun. It is super hurt, but is being wrangled. Blue Uber fades away as red pops there just in time. Take out Giraffe. Gets Scratchy the engineer as well. Sentry gun is still up, although NCD is trying to spam it from Spiral Staircase. Not able to do it, and that sentry gun will hold, as well as Hardblue staying alive, healing up his Heavy and Demo, and that was a good hold.
And a good cat, apparently, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it's a Taco Bell. They kind of went in there, and they popped too early. They committed too many players after the pop, and then they lost Giraffe on that exchange. What they should do is they should get the Uber in, pop it, force the Uber back out, and then re-push afterwards. Looks like they're just going to go off Uber here as Alpha actually goes down. They got 2 picks here. NCD coming, bombing over the top, going for Hardblue. Goes down himself as Bowser takes out a Kuma. Here comes the Spy, sapping the gun. As a lot of this gun does go down, Heavy dropping on the car. Hardblue's going to be forced to pop Uber here and then try to take some ground off the couches all the way out. And it's going to have 100% Uber ready to go here to re-push with. 3 minutes on the clock.
Spamfest real quick ran back to spawn to change to a mini sentry, so no more level 3s. Here is the Uber from Taco Bell. They take out that mini sentry. I was going to say easily, but it's being wrangled. Looks like they are having quite a bit of problem with that. Meanwhile, no one's pushing the cart. Finally, they do get Kev on it, but he goes down to some pills from Demo Man. It looks like mTs is regaining their hold, at least their ground, as a lot of stickies, a lot of spam coming down from their Demo Man Alpha right there. Meanwhile, there's just mini sentry spam going on everywhere as both engineers are running that.
We'll see. Only shot midair right there.
Was that what? Oh my god.
Yeah, MTS did a really good job during the Uber push by Taco Bell. Taco Bell pushed and MTS just scattered. They weren't able to focus any targets. Basically, no one died. They actually lost 2 people after the exchange, and MTS lost 0. So we're going to get a reset here as Hardblue is at 100%. NCD trying to get some spam down on the combo, but 2 minutes left in the clock, and Taco Bell's got to be feeling the pressure right now as they're just starting to get an Uber here, and they probably only have about 2, maybe 3 pushes left here.
An interesting Spamfest went back to spawn and got a regular run, so now he's running a level 2. Heavy didn't know that. Heavy jumped down, and Joe goes down to some combined spam from Gatsy Mersa and that mini sentry. We do have Ubers popped right here, but again, the pop is too early for Taco Bell, and they really are committing with no potential. Oh, possibly they're getting a ton of kills right there as INCD gets some nice kills. Bowser finishes off Skyrola right there, and it looks like they will be able to push all the way to the end, and that is a winner for Taco Bell Bonanza. That first round goes their way.
Yeah, that last push, again, Taco Bell had so much free ground at that upper area. MTS was not contesting them at all, or virtually not at all up there. And what happened was they got all the way around to the spawn, and they basically kind of just dropped down on top. Skyrola didn't see the Heavy when he initially dropped down, which is why Hardblue popped his Uber, because he's worried about dropping Skyrola. They're already down numbers, and then basically there's just a lot of confusion because all the players are just dropping down from different angles up top. There was, it's really weird because they're dropping in front of you, you know, and just MTS kind of got confused, wasn't able to focus their kills, use their DM, and ultimately lost on that final push there as Taco Bell just using that aggression. But still, they put a, what was that, like probably about a 9-10 minute time there? It's not particularly great out of Taco Bell after such a great start. I mean, they struggled on the first point, and then they pushed so perfectly through, and then they struggled on the last point. What are your thoughts on how Taco Bell handled that offense?
It was interesting. So I'm also getting told that it is Lunacide as Soldier, and I actually knew that, but it's an L, not an I. Lunacide as Soldier.
Lunacide.
Lunacide.
Okay,
all right. But yeah, so it was interesting. They learned. I thought for sure once that Uber faded away, they wouldn't be able to do it. But like you said, they were able to get some different angles and get the cleanup kills. And there's just so much going on at those last few seconds. It was kind of hard to keep track of all those kills and how Taco Bell were getting them. But once that Uber faded, they were pretty much in control. So it was good. I'm just wondering why they waited so long.
You know, I think it's just kind of one of those classic things with Highlander where it's like you want a play to happen. You're like, oh, let's, you know, a lot of teams are scared to push when it's even Ubers. This is a low level and a high level, and you saw it right there. Like Taco Bell, this was like, they're scared to push at even Ubers, so they wanted to create an advantage, but they also took forever to even make a decision about how they wanted to try to force to give themselves an advantage, you know? It just was kind of some sloppy play out of them, but fortunately they put up such a good defense that it worked out for them. And then I think also the desperation at the end, Taco Bell, when it kind of came to those last couple pushes, they had to push. They had no other option than to push. And when you have that, you know, your back's against the wall kind of mentality in Highlander, amazing things can happen. Just because you're just like, okay, we got to go for it, and that's all they needed to do. And it won in the game that at least the first round. So I'll be very curious to see how they do with mTs on defense for this second round, as, again, they did really well in the first point, struggled all the way through. That's the other thing I noticed, that mTs always wants to hold second. It doesn't matter if it's logical, doesn't matter if they're going to die, they always want to hold second. So I'll see if mTs does a better job at transitioning onto the second point here, or kind of what they do with that.
We do have logs that I'm just real quick going to give you some interesting numbers. In terms of damage output, Giraffe did 568 damage per minute compared to Alpha, who did 330 per minute. So that's a huge difference in the demos right there. Snipers were pretty well matched. Bowser had 14 headshots, Mercer had 15. Kuma had 10 backstabs, Tafone 6, and Harblu dropped 3 Ubers, and Couches dropped 1. So there's some quick stats for you while we get ready for the second half.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just looking through them myself. Yeah, nothing. Trying to see if there's any other players. I think we also have seen Skyroll actually switch off the Brass Beast that he initially was playing on, opting for the normal gun. And let's see, mTs kind of just doing the same thing they did last time, same sentry position. Actually, the same one that Scratchy used.
10 seconds.
I don't know. I'm a little bit particular about my guns on Badwater, but this works.
2.
As I'm guessing we're going to see a bomb out of here from the Demo and Soldier early on, trying to get a force out of Harblu.
So we will see. It is mTs. They have to win this in order to force it to a third round. That is how Highlander Payload is played. And just want to shout out to everybody who is watching. Thank you so much for joining us. And we do this every night here on eXtv. Nice reflex from Red Pyro. That's Catsy to keep that sentry gun alive. Giraffe does go down, so his spamming days are over. I think he's on like loose cannon. I think I may have seen that. So interesting decisions right there. Well, you do have Lunacide. Oh my god, I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
Yeah, he actually set that up like 30 seconds ago. He was just waiting for him to get back in position. Yeah.
So Akuma with a nice stab right there. On Lunacide, who's running that direct hit, probably would have done some good damage to Sentry Gun, but it is still up. The cart has reached the end of the tunnel, so this is the time to push.
Here comes the Uber coming in from Taco Bell, trying to get around the corner. Just going to get stuffed by a Pyro. Not really able to get anything out of it. Demo falls down, Heavy falls down. And actually Alpha takes down the medic who's trying to run away, but Squid goes down to headshot by Bowser. And here comes the direct hit again, trying to bomb in over the top, but not able to take out the gun. Actually, several went down in that exchange for mTs. So even though the medic is still alive and they have advantage, they actually are down numbers, and they need to be careful about holding up here. But
oh god! Harblu dropped down and just got himself sandwiched in between a Pyre and a Scout. Both of them do go down. A Skyroller just spans them from above, but he probably should have stayed with his heavy up top right there. Now Skyroller is kind of all alone, and he is down. Giraffe gets some stickies on them. Alpha going down as well, only 3 up right now for mTs. Panic trying to get a jump in there or something, but not going to happen, and mTs's hold is done right here.
And this is what I'm talking about again, about those transitions. They had half the players alive, they should have just backed out. But all of them went in for suicides, all of them tried to stay alive, all of them tried to be heroes. Now they might not even be able to hold third, as actually Lucid is actually up, Lunacide, there we go, is up on third here, but he's going to be backed off as Skyroll is taking some high ground. So hopefully mTs will be able to get a third hold out of this, but Couches already has 100% ready to go here. It looks like they're going to use it right away.
There's a level 2, but it's a not opportune position. In fact, it's already taken a lot of demo spam. Spamfest is going to have to wrangle it, and it goes down, just melts in front of that Uber, as Dill able to get into good position. Now, looks like Taco Bell is taking corner already, and we may see a record time here. I don't know what the time is, but only 3 up for mTs right now. And it's going to be extremely difficult for them to get anything going here at last. No Uber advantage, no... I mean, they're getting respawns, but
look at Dill's
I don't
position
know.
on last right now. Oh, he actually gets caught out. That's sad.
Oh!
I thought he was going to do some work.
That is a pro pub strat right there.
I always like flanking heavies. And here we come, Harblu and Alpha coming around the corner, trying to get them spammed down, trying to recover. Just do anything to stop this time. 3 minutes already to get to last here, as Scratchy just coming in, trying to do some damage, as Couches actually has a 40% Uber here, advantage here. So they should be pushing in with this right away if they want to push in off this advantage.
3 minutes and 2 seconds, though, for 3 points. I mean, right now Taco Bell can fail a couple of pushes and still have a really nice time. Of course, they don't want to do that. They want to go ahead and get this done right now, but some nice spam from Alpha takes down Kev and then Lunacide as well. I thought for a second they might have gotten Giraffe, but no, Giraffe is up. He will get this Uber as he needs to find out where that sentry gun is. Harblu falling back with 96%, and he needs to stay alive. It looks like he will. Don't worry, Cat. Harblu will get the Uber pop off and corner down Giraffe as Squid able to get that pick. Looks like mTs taking some good ground right here, as only 3 up right now for Taco Bell, and that was what they needed.
Yeah, that was really good out of mTs. They kind of baited that Uber back. Harblu, as soon as he saw it, started running back. The sentry gun didn't allow Giraffe to push all the way through, which then allowed them to repop, push into them. Again, like, it just seems that when Taco Bell, when they don't have everybody centralized in one location, they really, really struggle to focus down targets. They don't get a lot of kills on those Uber advantages when mTs is scattered. And so mTs putting up another good time on this last here, as Marissa does get caught out there by Kev.
It's just really too bad mTs didn't put up a good time at any of the other points.
Their transitions are bad.
Alright. We'll go with that. Looks like that's Dill up in map room, just sending down some spam, distracts Skyroll, and Skyroll goes down to a backstab, and then Phone goes ahead and gets the sap on that sentry gun. The Dill's gonna come in and finish off the Pyro right there. I don't know if that was planned, but that was really fun to watch. Only 3 up right now for mTs, as Marissa Sniper taking some damage. She goes down to spun up Dill. There is a soldier in from behind, but Panic takes a reflect from Geosys, and that was really nice to take out that soldier threat. There's some respawns now coming from mTs, but can they do it, Sigafoo, do you think?
They very well might. Actually, only 3 alive here for Taco Bell. Dill had a really cute position, actually took out Harblu as soon as he left spawn. And actually, they're losing a bit of numbers here. They need to make sure to get some health, because Taco Bell is going to respawn here. And going to be able to re-push a little bit quickly, as Harblu's still not alive. Alpha pretty low, Skyrolla pretty low. They need to spread out. They need to kind of, again, just... well, they need to spam the corner right now, I guess, because Couches does not have Uber yet, as... the soldier trying to bomb in over the top here, just trying to take some ground as mTs just resetting up again. And Panic in actually for the medic!
He got another reflex! Oh man, Geosys is all on top of that. Wow, that M2 action is shutting down Panic right there.
And mTs needs to be careful here not to lose too many players, as they are on the slow respawn times. And again, just look at the upper area. Taco Bell controls that area. There's nothing to contest them. They can do whatever they want up there. As the Giraffe's getting a little bit, almost gets caught in there, trying to peek that ground. As Couch is going to be at 100%, but Harblu only 25% behind. So all he has to do is kite this Uber a little bit, and they'll be okay. As Couch is actually being really slow on this push, and Harblu might just have Uber when they push in.
Looks like Panic is now trying to take that upper, and he did go ahead and force the Uber there for Taco Bell, so they pop a little bit early. Gonna try to spam that Sentry Gun by not even dropping down, so interesting decision right there. And then they fall back immediately, so that Uber, no go.
Well, it's not a bad idea, because right there they actually forced mTs to pop the Uber, mTs popped it in counter, and they lost no players in the exchange. Like, they weren't going to do it if they popped the Uber when it was forced so far back. So it's really not a bad play, as they can just re-push out of this. And, oh, the cart! The Spy actually almost back-capped that. Now it's so close. They need to keep somebody on that, as Couches did go down somewhere in that exchange, and Harblu's actually going to have an Uber advantage here, but here comes the Spy again on the cart, just keeping it close. That's going to be risky for mTs to push out here. I'm going to call the phone's probably going to get back cap on this. And here comes actually still dropping down on the medic.
No, he gets headshot. Marissa with a nice headshot right there. Oh man, so Skyrola and Pyro Katsi are just on this cart trying to make sure nobody gets near. Skyrola was just going to kneel down right beside it. Not a bad idea. But right now, Taco Bell can like paste it. Oh man, the Uber is forced right there as Harblu took half damage. He's gonna pop it right there on his Squid, who's gonna try to get some positioning. Looks like they are gonna take a little bit of the corner, but Scratchy and his Mini going huge, getting the 3K and then also a shoddy kill. Card is rolling back right now, so that gives a little breathing room to mTs. But Taco Bell so very close, and we have Phone. Phone is on the cart. No, Panic will not be fooled again with that.
Yeah, mTs, their down numbers are probably not going to be able to hold this unless Taco Bell doesn't get aggressive off this number exchange here. So, I guess mTs is... Yeah, they got all their respawns, so they actually might be able to hold this. I thought Taco Bell was going to get a little bit more aggressive than that. As Bowser is trying to get aggressive here, I think he's getting a little bit frustrated. Harblu's holding his spot where he cannot be sniped. But he does take a sticky right there, and Phone again on the cart. Here he comes, almost capping his. Harblu actually is the one who comes in to stop it, and here comes the aggression out of Taco Bell from all the different angles.
And we'll see if this works. They don't have Uber, but Harblu does, and actually just gets on the cart and pops Uber again. Phone trying to sneak that cart in. We do have the heavy drop down. Della goes down to that level 3 Sentry, and was still up. Oh, what? Nobody saw Scratchy, and even Skyrola didn't see him at first, but he just had to turn around. But that card is awfully close, and that means Skyrola again is just going to camp out on that cart.
Taco Bell here kind of misplayed that. They had all these different people at the high angles, but none of them actually shot down to where the people actually were. They kept covering spawn instead of helping their team do damage onto Harblu, onto the combo. Just put out damage together. It adds up. But they just didn't do that, and actually Couch is going to pop Uber here in on with the demo, taking out the gun with the help of the Spy as Spamfest goes down, but actually they lose 3 in that exchange, and Couches goes down as well.
Oh man, Panic is just waiting.
Yeah.
Biding his time right there, so Panic doing great work right there. Harblu is going to have this Uber now, and
Ref suiciding to at least stop that cart from rolling back here, but it looks like mTs, they understand how to hold this, or Taco Bell doesn't understand to push. I think Taco Bell, they just are really struggling at times just to focus that damage onto that combo. That's what they need to do. They just need to focus that damage, because they're all centralized in one spot. They're just kind of not timing it well. And here comes the demo, charging charge ×2 onto the cart, trying to do something different as he's going to go down.
Force the Uber.
Somehow, what the hell? What?
Well, this is a family stream right here, but Harblu did take quite a bit of damage, so he did pop that Uber and then just went to go ahead and defend the cart. And like you said, the pain train was out for Giraffe. I mean,
it was a pain train and a shield, so he takes less explosive, less fire damage. So he's actually able to push the cart decently close, but here comes Phone actually. He's going to try to get on the cart, but they're going to see him, and that cart's going to start rolling back again. And this is really not looking good at all for Taco Bell. They look like they're going to put up a 3-minute time.
Crits from the map room, Extend casting Spamfest. Harblu super, well, he's not hurt. How did he not take damage from that? But anyway, he will be able to get into the cart with the 8x80. Wow, 80% Uber. And
Couches
went down,
yeah.
Did you see? Oh my god, this phone and on the car trying to sneak it in again. Really trying to force this issue, and he got super close that time.
Again. Look at right here.
They have the Uber. Oh, some great anticipation sticks from Alpha. Takes out phone finally, but that Uber is popped.
Squid is flying!
But Bowser takes down Harblue, so no med right now for mTs. This could be what Taco Bell needs. The defense is super scattered.
Here we go, card so close, Cat's in the card, Skyroll, and here comes the Pyro jumping in on the card. He actually has the vlog. Engineer's gonna cap it with a spy. They walk it in 12 minutes. That is terrible. Is
this
That's
real
a
life?
9-minute hold. That was a 9-minute last hold.
Oh my god. Was that the flog?
That was the flog. That was the flog. He did not get the crits though with it.
But I think Skyrolla was just incredibly confused too. Wow. Alright. That was a thing.
That happened.
That happened, yeah. We can be pretty sure that happened.
I think what we're seeing here in this game is the mixture of mTs's being terrible at transitions, losing too many players. You got Taco Bell, who's really good at pushing off of aggression. So they take a point, they're taking the next point already. They're doing exactly what you need to do. But I think what we're seeing is mTs is doing a really good job at just pure DF, and then Taco Bell is just struggling with their focus, I think, their focus fire when it comes to their pushing. It'll be interesting to see how mTs comes out of here, because I easily think with the 12-minute time, they actually beat this last time with 11 minutes. So let's see what they're going to do when they know what time they're working against. Assuming we're going to see some bombs out here. Demoman over the top right away, just getting some stickies down, but he's going to back off.
I'll be interested to see that first half of this round, Harblue didn't drop once, so we'll see if he's learned how to adapt to this interesting style from Taco Bell, and keeping him alive is going to be essential in this push. They did lose quite a few numbers with this initial push, but just trying to figure out positioning and trying to get a drop, trying to get whatever they can, but so far it looks like nothing going in these first few seconds.
And actually, Marissa has free snipes right now onto the combo. Bowser went down to Akuma right there, as they're holding pretty aggressive, but here comes Bowser back in from the teleporter. And the Uber is coming out from underneath. Dill is going to get taken down there. Uber's going to come out from there, but oh wow, Sentry Gun actually goes down. I don't know if Scratchy was paying attention right there. Might have been a little bit distracted. And here he comes, the exchange is coming out, and Taco Bell's already given up this first point. Kind of, they're falling back. Yeah, they're just going to be playing for second point now.
Wow, really interesting. So Harblue again going for the tunnel push. Did take a lot of damage from Luna's side, but this time Katsy was there to defend her medic. Skyrolla did go down, so they lost the heavy in that transition, but it's going to work for them this time. So mTs finally getting that first round that they so dearly needed, and we'll see if they can continue to push to roof. If there's anything there, there's a level 1 going up, and there is the combo, but knowing mTs's aggression, this probably won't last long.
Well, it depends. If they win, if they get a couple key picks here, they are going to take it. Skyroll and Alpha go down there and not going to be able to push through here. And then Harblue gets caught out and he goes down.
Oh, Giraffe.
Oh,
going pretty big right there. TK Phil and then finish off a mini sentry just for good measure. And that's going to buy a huge breathing room right now for Taco Bell. Going to be able to get a level 3 up for sure, and they have that Uber ready to go just in case.
Now the benefit of pushing through that tunnel area, or that through the cart, is that if it works, that forces Taco Bell to have to retreat through your team. If it works. Obviously, they've done it twice now. Both times, Taco Bell has expected it. Giraffe and Dill have done a really good job putting out a ton of damage. I mean, it's a really confined area. If you see it coming, it's not that difficult to counter, as Couches is sitting here with the 60% Uber advantage, ready to go. As mTs is just trying to do anything to try to take this roof, but just dying in the process.
Oh man, Giraffe right there taking down Alpha as he got up there, then Dill taking down his counterpart. We did see Couches pop. Do you know why? I'm guessing Dill was taking some damage right there, so decided to go ahead and keep this heavy alive, but that's going to put this defensive team at a severe Uber disadvantage, which you really want that Uber once Blue comes up to the roof, but we'll see if Harblue can get that Uber up and execute it properly. It's got about 95% right now, so they should be pushing to roof soon, and it looks like Alpha really wants to. So keeping Alpha and Skyrolla both up at the same time is going to be key in this push. Wow, Uber not even popped enough. It does take down Dill already. Now they are pushing on to roof, and the sentry gun is Wrangle taking a lot of damage. Not Wrangle now. Oh, trying to be repaired in midair, and Scratchy not able to do it. So sentry gun down, and only 2 up right now for Taco Bell. So that is good MTS timing right there. Kev now, the scout, the only one up. And that is going to be a cap of second. And look at the MTS push forward. This is classic MTS aggression, just making sure that no one is going to set up here at third. They're going to go ahead and hit the corner, too.
And this is always kind of the risk of holding second point. Even as clear-cut as it is, I think third is such a better hold that, I mean, they did take like a couple minutes off this, but now once you lose second, you usually lose it in a really big way. And you give up third almost every time for free. It's very hard to transition from second to third. And we saw it right there. They tried to hold second. It worked for a little bit, and then it didn't, and now they gave up 2 points to free, and MTS is going to have a load of time. 100%, they actually have 40% Uber advantage here as they take the third point. And they are giving up, though. Couches is catching up pretty closely here, as Couch is probably going to have Uber by the time MTS pushes in here. And yeah, what is Harblue doing? Here comes the Uber. Actually, they did drop out of the map room here, trying to focus on the medic. Couches at 98%, he goes down! Oh my goodness!
Shoddy kill. NG pick.
4 alive, 5 alive, 4 alive, sorry, for Taco Bell here, as 9 alive for MTS. They are just going to walk all over them if they do this correctly. These kills are coming out. Scratchy goes down, only 3 alive now. We're going to get a couple of respawns in here. Are we going to get the miracle play? ×5 onto the car, a little bit unnecessary. Dill and Pyro on the flank. Harblue's going to get caught out here, but it may not matter. Oh, here we come. Soldier in on top. Let's get take down the engineer. Maybe no, he gets caught out. And Pyro and Mini Sentry on the cart. Draft trying to spam down, trying to do anything, trying to stop this time, but he's getting reflected back. Gets some spam down there, and they're going to cap this. What a crazy last push there. MTS showing their DM to take that decisively.
Wow. That was crazy.
You know what, I thought Taco Bell was going to recover there. They really, really looked like they were. That bomb onto the cart, but MTS, I mean, did they look fantastic? Just focusing targets. Harblue went down in that exchange. Obviously, again, that doesn't matter as much when you're just trying to cap the cart. You do get some heals off of that. And really, really good job all around